Hey there, Darren Steen here from FatLossLifestyle.com. Bringing something to you tonight. I got something on my heart that I think can help a lot of people out there, at least a few people. That is, I had a lady send me an email, asked me if I could personal train her in Chicago, and I told her I had moved from Chicago about 2 months ago, living near Nashville, Tennessee now. I couldn't train her one-on-one. And I said, I do have an online training program where I could help you out in several areas. And she says, that wouldn't be any good for me. It might be good for you, but I just need a kick butt workout in the gym is all I need. And I was very polite and I told her that's a very common thinking strategy by most people. They think that intense workouts are going to get them their goals that they want. More tone, lose fat, gain muscle, get them in better shape, healthier, and get them off of medications, whatever their goals are. But the fact of the matter is intense workouts do very little at getting you those results if you don't have a set plan of action in some other areas. So I started thinking, she wasn't interested, but on Facebook I got a ton of feedback. People thought that it was very insightful what I shared with them from just this lady's email. And the 4 areas that I know are very important for me and the people that I work with, to giving them some structure to get the benefits from good workouts, and that is the 4 areas. The first one's relatively new that I haven't talked about a lot before, and that is having a morning ritual. I can tell you that we're all stressed out, pretty much stressed out. I'm 48. The stresses that I've encountered this last 5 years were radically different than the stresses I had 30, 40 years ago when I was 20 or 30 years old. But the fact of the matter is, even the 20-year-olds now are living in such a fast-paced society that they feel immensely stressed out. Even my kids in high school feel immensely stressed out. So most people aren't getting enough sleep. They're not waking up feeling rested. They're staying in bed longer than they should, and they're behind the 8 ball all day long. They're late. So they're rushed to get ready, brush their teeth or whatever. They don't have time to properly prepare food or anything for the day. We'll talk about that later, but they feel rushed, and they feel rushed all day long, and they feel stressed. Well, what I can tell you is if you'll take 10 or 12 or 15 minutes in the morning and create a ritual, something that you can do consistently. It could be a set of 10 to 15 to 20 slow push-ups, and then some stretches, and some deep breathing, some diaphragmatic breathing. Breathing is very, very powerful at calming you down, giving you more energy. It's a source of fuel and energy. Oxygen is needed. Why do NFL or college football players, when you see them on the field, majority of it, why do they have strips on their nose? Because they know that if those strips on their nose, which all they do is open up the nasals bigger, let more air in their lungs, they can perform more athletically in that game. And they can think better, actually, too, because it's a cognitive or mental fuel, too. So diaphragmatic breathing, we can talk about that later. You can do some research on it. I got a video on YouTube. Very, very powerful, getting more air in your system, and you can get the benefits from that. I love that for a morning routine. Power walking is a nice time-efficient morning routine. A little bit of stretching, yoga. That's what I incorporate in my morning routine. But get one. Even if it's 8, 10, 12, 15 minutes, structure it. Maybe getting in the shower, warm shower, really gets things going for a lot of people as far as juices flowing and wakes them up out of that maybe slightly depressed state. So the first one is having a morning routine. The other 3, the first one is goal setting. You've heard me talk about it before. You got to have a precise goal. Intense workouts in the gym without these other 4 things are going to do you very little good. A goal setting strategy. Most of my clients are fat loss clients. So a goal maybe in 6 weeks, I'm going to have 3 inches of fat off my stomach so that I can get in that swimsuit this year and feel proud about my body and feel confident in front of the other sex since I'm single. Even if you're not single, you still want to feel good and confident about your sexuality. You want to write your goal down. You want to read it out loud. You should have a short-term, medium-term, and a long-term goal. A short-term goal may be 6 weeks. A medium-range goal may be 12 weeks or 3 months. And then a 6-month or a year goal would be a long-term goal. At least have a short-term goal, but ideally you want three different goals. Short-term, medium-term, long-term goal. Write it down. Say it out loud. There's power in the spoken voice. Say it out loud. Say it's the why and the what together. You're going to get this goal, and the reason why you need to get that goal is this reason. And you'll feel good by saying out loud in the beginning of the day. That should be part of your morning routine, actually. So having precise goals is the second step. The third one is eating strategy. You got to have an eating strategy. You got to eat smaller meals more often. You got to have a quality protein about every 3.5 hours eventually. You got to know what starchy carbs are. It's the fuel that you need depending on where you're at with your body fat percentage, how much muscle mass you have, how active you are. And you got to eat smaller meals more often and sprinkle those starchy carbs in more when you work out intensely and less when you don't work out intensely. So have a specific eating strategy. That's the third area. The fourth area is you got to have an exercise plan of action. Any type of movement is good versus sitting on the couch. But eventually you want to get to a time-efficient routine where you can get her done in 3 to 5 hours a week at the most, maybe 2 to 4 hours per week. You want to utilize free weights so that you can gain muscle mass. You want to use cardiovascular exercise like interval cardio that's not too much pressure on the joints. I'm 48, I got to be careful about my joints. But you got to have a structured exercise program. Like I said, P90X is better than sitting on the couch, most definitely. Any kind of DVD that you'll follow, a dance class, Zumba, doing anything is good. Doing group classes is good. But if you want to take it to the next level and you always want to be improving, you want to become time efficient so you can have a lifestyle mentality, you're going to eventually want to utilize, more than likely, CrossFit could be okay. We shouldn't even get started on that tangent, but just don't hurt yourself. I don't like anything that makes you go faster and focus on how many you can get in an amount of time. I don't like that. I like to actually go the opposite. I like to slow it down. But I've come to find that natural physique athletes or natural competitive bodybuilders or swimsuit or figure girl competitors know how to gain muscle, lose fat faster and better than anybody with a lifestyle mentality. Those are the tools that I use when I put together a specific plan of action for myself and clients. So there you go. Those are my four tools. I want to call to action at the end of this video. I want someone listening out there to pull this trigger and actually implement these four. You do good in the morning routine and the nutrition, you're going to make a lot more progress. You put all four of these together, that's where the magic can actually happen, and you can open up your mind to making more gains than you ever thought you could. You can get toner, you can get leaner, you can get stronger, you can see ripped abs. You can always do something that you never thought you could do before, one step at a time. So who's going to implement all four of these? The morning ritual, the morning routine, the food program, the precise goal setting strategy with emotional reasons, and the precise exercise program. Write it down, implement it. It can be very simple, but you got to write it down. So my call to action is who's going to pull the trigger? Comment below, and I'll help you out. If you like this video and you found some positive qualities in it that can help you out, please do me a favor, share it with your friends, share it right here, give it a thumbs up and like it. If you don't, that's fine too. Give it a thumbs down and comment what you would like to see from me. Obviously, you listen to this whole video, so you give value to some information that I've given out in the past. So let me know what you want. I'll bring it to you. So there you go. Darren Steen from Fat Loss Lifestyle. I know you do have the power to change, make the rest of your life the best of your life.